Hi, welcome to Growing at the Grove. I am Miss Megan. For those of you who are just tuning in, joining in anyway, I wanted to do a video this week just because I wanted to be able to talk to you guys face to face about some people who have been a great influence on my life. We just finished up the month of October, which, for those of you who don't know, was Pastor Appreciation Month, and I was asked to do a short video for the senior pastor at the church I previously left. They were doing a whole Sunday honoring him and having different people come in and talk and share memories and thoughts. And because I am up here in Indiana and not down in Memphis anymore, they asked me to share a video, and so I sent one to them. And it got me to thinking not only about Brother Jack, who was the senior pastor there, but also about a lot of the pastors that I've had the privilege to serve with and serve under, and the great lessons that they've taught me through ministry and through life. And so I just wanted to take a few minutes and share those with you. Maybe that they would be an encouragement, or to get you thinking on some people who have influenced your ministry and your life. I guess I'll start with Brother Jack, since he's the one that spawned all this line of thinking. Brother Jack was a great pastor to work under. And one of the major things that he taught me was that family comes first. He was a very family-oriented man, and he ran his whole church as a church family, but also just the importance that God gave us our families to cherish and to take care of and to spend time with, and that, that is our first priority, not our job, not the other things that go on in life. It should be God first, family next. And he lived that life and showed it to us. And so, that's a really big lesson that I've carried with me and tried to put into action in my life, is that after God, my family comes first. Another great pastor there that I learned from was Brother Ed Nix. He was our education pastor for the first couple of years of my time there, and he taught me, or I guess maybe instilled in me, the joy of ministry and being silly when the time came to be silly. One of my big things that I used to worry about when I started out in ministry was that I was so young, and being in a leadership position, I felt like that I had to be serious a lot because I wanted parents to feel like that they could trust their children with me. But Brother Ed, was always a big proponent of, no, be silly, be crazy. You're here for the kids. Do what the kids enjoy. And a lot of times that was, dressing up in a silly costume for VBS, or acting a fool, doing motions in children's church, or things like that. And that it's okay that parents, are going to enjoy their kids enjoying you more than they're going to doubt whether or not they can trust you. And so that was huge. And then after Brother Ed left, we got a wonderful pastor, Gary Redding. And he was a great source of wisdom for me as well. But one of the things that I enjoyed with him was the theological conversations that we would have. There would be times where I'd come into his office and I would say, okay, I'm reading the Bible, I'm working on this, what do you think about this, or what do you think about that? And that we would talk through theology, but also, not just for my own benefit, but so that I could break it down on the kids' level. Because I wanted kids to understand all the things that were there reading in their Bible, and all the theology and all the beliefs that we had as a church. And so he was a great source and a great cheerleader for me, working to break down those things on a kid level and encouraging that, that if I can understand it on a child's level, then I can teach it on a child's level and I can truly understand it. Because those of you in ministry know, if you can break something down and make it understandable to a child, you have to first fully understand it yourself. Or else you're going to get all garbled up and confused, and even worse, confuse the kids. Another great pastor that I was able to work under while I was in college was Pastor Jen Springer. She taught me so many things, a big spectrum, from being a woman on staff, leading a children's ministry, to, it's all about the content in your lessons. And, yeah, you can have some of the bells and whistles and stuff like that, But if your lessons aren't strong in content, then it's not going to succeed. You're not going to do well. And her ministry was such a witness to this. She did a lot of the same things that she'd done previous years. And, she was a very low-tech ministry. And I loved that because those kids would eat that up. She was such a dynamic storyteller that, as soon as she started speaking, as soon as she started leading them, those kids were zoned in and they loved it. And she taught them the Bible and she taught them Heroes of the Faith. And all of it was, so hands-on. So, I hate to say low tech again, but it was just so great that she didn't have to have the latest, greatest videos and the latest, greatest this or that in order to get her content across and in order to teach these kids. And it was so great because it was a reminder that you don't have to have the latest, greatest. That it's the content that matters, not the bells and whistles. Another one that has been a great influence on me has been Ryan Frank. He is the children's minister that I was able to first come into ministry under. And I worked for him all through high school and college, doing a variety of jobs. But he really just taught me the wide spectrum that is children's ministry. That, it goes from Sunday school to children's church to finding subs to organizing this to doing that. And I loved that he gave me every experience possible while I was working under him, because he really did help me to learn not just the theory of children's ministry, but the practicality of it. And any of you who are in ministry know that there is such a difference between the theory of it and acting it out in everyday and every week life. And he continues to be a great resource for me. He and his wife Beth have been mentors to me for years. They're somebody that I can call anytime, no matter what church I was at, and say, hey guys, what do you think? I'm struggling with this. What do you think? This is something that's working for me. This is something that's not. And they were always there to listen, to pray with me, to give me insight. And that has just been such a blessing to me. And especially as I've returned to Liberty, where they still currently are. And now I'm getting to do these great things, and their daughters are benefiting. And so they have just been a great cheerleader and also just great at teaching me whatever they've learned along the way to help me better further my ministry. I learned some great things under Rob Wright. He was the children's minister I served under while I was in Florida for 2 years, and he was one that really just emphasized that you can learn so many things from other people. I know every time we would meet with other children's ministry leaders or go to a conference or read a book or do whatever, he would say, what can we learn from them? What are they doing that we're not doing? What is working? What is not? How can we integrate that into ours? And not that he was constantly seeking different things for us to do, but he wanted us to have the best, and he wanted to know what was out there. And that was something that I carry on today. I still try to when I meet with other ministers. Hey, what are you doing? What's working? What's not? And even too within my own ministry, constantly analyzing what is going on and what we can change, what we can fix, what we can better. And I guess finally, a lesson I learned from the current senior pastor, which I serve under, and that is Pastor Terry Beischer. Just that ministry is a lifestyle. If you see anything that he does within the church, you know that this is his life, this is his priority, this is what he does. He is 110% dedicated to Liberty Baptist Church. And you can see in his life and see, the way that God has blessed that this is who he is. His identity is the senior pastor of Liberty Baptist Church. And that, being in ministry is not a 9-to-5 job. It is, getting called out in the middle of the night. It is, driving to hospitals, spending time with families, doing things like that. And so that is a great lesson that he has instilled within me as well. I'm sure there are others that I've served with, that have taught me other things, but those were just the ones that stuck out to me the most, the ones that I wanted to take the time to honor and thank, because I do appreciate everything they've taught me and everything they continue to teach me. And so I would love to hear from any of you, people who have influenced your life and your ministry. And maybe if you haven't taken the time to thank them in a while, take some time, thank them, let them know what they mean to you. And I guess that's it. Thank you all for growing with me at the Grove, and I hope to see you all soon. Thanks.